$1,000 can you live like a king?
Absolutely not.
I don't know where that, who did you come up with?
So that's the big thing that I always try to explain to people is you shouldn't come here just because it's cheap. Another beautiful day here in Danang, $2 coffee, you can't beat it.
It's another white dude in Vietnam.
Peter, broke the habit?
You know me?
Dude, I've seen you.
Trời ơi, tay ba lô hả? Không phải tay ba lô hả?
Anh không phải thầy ba lô mà.
Thế à?
Anh ở Việt Nam lâu rồi mà.
You're the dude that talks about how cheap Danang is.
Trying to, man. We're here. What are you
wanna-
doing in Danang? Let's have a chat.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
on the
happy,
show.
happy to be here.
You're known as the Danang guy.
Maybe.
Or the go-to for foreigners who want to retire here.
Yeah, that's fair to say. I talk to a lot of people that are coming here and thinking about retirement.
Yeah. And how much money do you actually need? Let's start with that.
It can be done for $1,000.
Really? 1,000?
$1,000 a month is doable. I'd say 1,500 to 2,000, you're golden. Nothing to worry about.
But what can 1,000 a month get you in Danang?
1,000 is gonna be kind of basic. Studio, 1-bedroom apartment, something simple. It all depends on how picky you are.
And would you recommend people doing this if they're in their, let's say, 40s? I've never been to Vietnam. That's the premise.
Man, so
and I want to come here because it's cheap.
So that's the big thing that I always try to explain to people is you shouldn't come here just because it's cheap, right? That should be like third or fourth down the list, right? Because I have seen a lot of people are coming here just because they heard it's super cheap. From people like me, I'm very guilty of that. But then they're really caught off guard. A lot of things don't meet your expectations. Just as an example, we're sitting right now across the street. There's a giant open lot. There's construction everywhere. There's a lot of things that are dirty. You know, if you're open-minded and you're flexible and you can adapt to things, I think you'll love it. But some people, they don't really jive with it too well.
So $1,000 can you live like a king?
Absolutely not.
I don't know where that, who did you come up with that?
Listen,
who came up with that phrase?
I never said that.
That phrase is like viral now on YouTube. Come to Vietnam, $1,000 you live like a king.
Yeah, so I talked about this almost 2 years ago now. I gave you my straight up, like what I spend. And at the time it was about $1,000 a month. And at the time, you know, I was a brand new YouTuber trying to make it. I was making zero money from YouTube. So that was me kind of living on the cheap. And it was more than doable. I wouldn't say I was living like a king, but at the same time, I did have a nice house that I was happy with. I eat good food.
How much was rent?
My first house here was about $600 a month, I think.
And then expenses, utility, food.
Yeah, bills, everything is really cheap. I own my motorbike, so there's not too much cost related with that. Food, I mostly cook at home or eat Vietnamese food. I don't hardly eat Western food at all. That's gonna be a huge thing that's gonna jump your budget up. But yeah, I mean, you can make it as cheap as you want to.
And because a lot of your audience are expats, I would assume, maybe some overseas Vietnamese that want to move here, what's the biggest like mistake that they're like, okay, it's cheap, but what do you like? Oh, I told you so. You should have done the move.
You should always come here and see it. Like I said, there's a lot of people that have never been to Vietnam, never even thought about Vietnam, and they see one YouTube video that says it's really cheap, and they go, oh, I gotta go there. That's the place that I can stretch my dollar the furthest.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't come here because it's cheap. You should come here because you're interested in Vietnam, the culture, the people, the food. It's a wild place, especially if you've never been to Asia before. Like, you gotta know what you're getting yourself into, right?
Okay.
It's not like every day is chaos here, so you got to be okay with that.
And you've been here for how long now, Travis?
I've been in Danang for 2 years, 6 years total in Vietnam.
What has been the biggest challenge for you living in Vietnam?
When I first got here, it definitely took me a while to get comfortable. Language is probably the biggest thing. Like, that was something that was really important to me from the beginning. I was like, I gotta learn Vietnamese. I'm gonna try really hard. And so right off the bat, I was taking lessons. I was putting in the effort, but it still took, 6 months of lessons before I was comfortable having a basic conversation on the street.
Did having a Vietnamese girlfriend help?
A little bit, not as much as you would think. It's hard to study with your partner.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I recommend taking lessons.
Okay, thì anh biết nói tiếng Việt à?
Anh nói một chút thôi.
Một chút thôi.
À,
Một chút là thế nào? Kiểu nào?
anh đã học tiếng Việt 2 năm rồi
2 năm
ở miền Bắc.
ở miền Bắc.
Nhưng mà dòng miền Bắc khác với miền Trung. Ở đây Đà Nẵng là miền Trung.
Let's get into Travis, right? Not known as just the cheap dude in Danang. It's like what? You're obviously not Vietnamese.
True. I'm from America, Chicago, born and raised.
And how do you end up in Vietnam?
So I came here, I got a job offer here 6 years ago now.
Yeah.
My career before I moved to Vietnam, I'm a behavior specialist for autistic kids. So I was doing that for a long time back in America. There was actually a retired American guy, came to Vietnam, married a Vietnamese wife, had an autistic child. So he got a hold of me somehow, asked me if I would come and work for his family. So I did that job for 4 years in Hanoi. Eventually, the child didn't need me anymore. We were in a pretty good spot. So when that job ended, then I had to make a decision, like, do I find some more students? Once I knew that I didn't have to be in Hanoi anymore, I was like, okay, we should probably get out of Hanoi. And I had heard about this beach town called Danang. Only 2 years ago, nobody was talking about it. I actually moved here because I was thinking like, there won't be so many foreigners around. I can kind of, make some roots in the Vietnamese neighborhood, like really kind of live that lifestyle. So it's kind of funny how it played out, but here we are.
And can you share with the audience how much were you making at that behavioral therapist job while you're in Vietnam?
Yeah, so that job paid very well. So it was paying pretty much the same money that I was earning in America.
Which
was several thousand a month.
Several thousand.
Right.
And how's that lifestyle? How's that using the USD?
So I had more than enough money, right? I've always pretty much lived a pretty simple life. So honestly, when I had that job, I was getting paid very well.
Yeah. Did you live like a king?
I had the same lifestyle as, the 2 years where I was making zero money, where I was trying to get the YouTube thing going. My lifestyle didn't really change. I was spending $1,500 a month easily, maybe $2,000 if you're talking about, trips to other countries and stuff like that.
This is in Hanoi.
Yeah, in Hanoi.
Yeah.
And Hanoi is even more expensive
pricey, right?
than Danang. But I was still spending $1,500, $2,000 a month. And that's like not thinking about money at all, like doing absolutely anything I want.
And like that's most people's rent back home, whether it's Canada, America, for like a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
You're not even talking about like groceries, dude, or like all the expenses.
Man, so I had the biggest range possible because I moved from Hawaii, which is like one of the most expensive places on the planet you can live. So I came from renting a 1-bedroom apartment for $2,200 a month.
Right.
Like a small, very basic 1-bedroom apartment in Hawaii. So for me, I did feel like I was living like a king in Hanoi, I guess.
So then, after you're working, the kid didn't need you. And then what made you do like, let's try this online entrepreneurial YouTube thing? Who told you about, hey, you can make money on it?
Well, so really, I never planned to do YouTube. I mostly just wanted a break from teaching because I had done it for, 10 years at that point. It's a very stressful job.
Yeah.
So the idea was, let's move to Danang. Let's chill out by the beach. Let's take a couple months off. I've earned it. I got bored pretty quickly. So in the meantime, I started making videos. And then the videos just very slowly were doing better and better. So it took me a while to crack through. But I could kind of see if I just keep doing this, like eventually, it should kind of work out, hopefully.
And then fast forward X amount of years, did it work out with the YouTube?
Yeah, we're in good shape now.
So what do you do now currently, Travis?
So now I'm making videos full time. It's all I do every day. I've also got a travel group that I started for other foreigners that want to move to Danang. So I try to help people with all the stuff that I couldn't figure out for a long time. So between managing that group and the YouTube stuff, that's pretty much my full-time gig.
So it's like a digital business. online business.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I'm running a business.
So now you're also part of the digital nomad group here.
Man, people say that, and I don't think so because I'm not a nomad. I'm like stuck in one place. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing I like about you, because like most travel vloggers, they come to Vietnam, they kind of treat it like a one night stand. They come here 2-3 weeks, a month max, make their content, and they dip.
That was actually a big part of what kind of got me started doing videos. Is I kept seeing these people come to Hanoi or Danang or wherever for a weekend and be like, 72 hours in Hanoi, travel guide, let me show you. And I'd be like,
You're like, no.
What do you know about it? Like, I actually know where the secret bars down the hidden alleys and all that stuff. Like, I've actually got some good information to share. Like, all these other people are coming for 2 days and just telling you the same things that you can Google to go see Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum or go eat this banh mi shop or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could probably do a better job.
So. And I think so far you are.
I'm trying my best.
So what's the next steps for you? So it seems like your YouTube is killing it. You're doing that full time. What's having a partner? You want to talk about that? Dating?
Yeah, so I've got a Vietnamese girlfriend. We've been dating for 3 years now, which is a long time in Vietnam to not be married.
English? Does your partner speak English?
Yeah, she speaks very good English. So
Yeah.
we probably speak 80% English, 20% Vietnamese. It's mostly her yelling at me in Vietnamese.
Were there any big culture differences?
I mean, there's big expectations from the family. So, you know, Tet holiday, the biggest holiday in Vietnam, I spend that with her family every year. And so, you know, the first year they're like just really excited to meet me. The second year is like, okay, like what's going on? How come there hasn't been a wedding yet? The third year was like, make something happen soon or else don't come back to our house next year, basically. So there's pressure there that's like,
it's like, when's the kid coming?
Basically, like, you know, in Western culture, we're not used to that.
Yeah.
But I get it. I'm dealing with people every single day that are asking me questions about Vietnam, what's it like? And I feel like for the slightly older retirement crowd, there's a lot of things about Da Nang that tick the right boxes. So the good things, the obvious things are, there's a super nice beach right here in town. There's mostly good weather. I'd say like six months out of the year, you've got great weather, but something to be aware of, like a couple months in the summer is almost too hot for some people. And then you've got a 2 or 3 month kind of rainy season. So some people don't really like that. So something to keep in mind.
How long have you been here again? How many years?
6 years.
No, in Da Nang.
Two years in Da Nang.
And it's getting labeled as like the digital nomad hub or whatever now, the next Bali. Do you feel that within like the 2 years since you've been here? Do you feel like there's more expats here coming here now? Do you think things are getting more expensive slowly?
Yeah, it's 100% getting a lot busier, but just kind of in this area where we're at right now. This An Thuong, like, this is the touristy area, and it's absolutely blown up in 2 years. So if you live around this area, you're thinking, what the fuck's going on? Why
development is like
why there's so many people? But where I live across the bridge, a 7-minute drive away, has not changed, right?
Very local.
There's no, you know, I go weeks at a time without seeing one foreigner. Right?
It's just you.
Just me.
Oh, that's respect.
And so I don't really see that changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
Same thing with the prices, man. I just moved houses like 2 weeks ago. The best place that I've ever lived in Vietnam. I couldn't be happier with a house. Big, 4-bedroom, beautiful house.
How much you pay a month?
$600 a month.
How much VND there? I've been here so long that everything's VND now for me.
15 million, which is like a little bit under 600.
4-bedroom.
Nice house.
That's how much I pay for pretty much my studio in District 1, in District 4.
Yeah.
In Saigon.
So if you're looking for a 1-bedroom apartment in this area because you want to be close to the beach and close to the foreigner bars and fancy coffee shops and all that, you're going to pay more than I'm paying for a 1-bedroom apartment that you might not be super satisfied with.
How about your visa situation now? As an expat, one of the things that no one ever talks about is the visa situation?
Yeah, good question. So that's probably the biggest problem that kind of worries a lot of people thinking about retiring here, trying to stay long term. What I've been doing for 2 years now is a 90-day tourist visa, and there's no good way around it. There's
And that's
no
multiple entries, right? Or single entry.
You can do multiple or single. But yeah, there's no way to get a long-term visa unless you open a business here, unless you marry a Vietnamese woman, or unless you're working a proper job that's going to sponsor you. So it seems like a huge pain in the ass, and it is kind of, to leave the country every 90 days.
Some people are here aren't even the 1 month. They jump back and they do another 1 month.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
That would suck. So what I always say, like for me, I'm traveling, I usually have some kind of trip that I'm doing within those 3 months where I was gonna go to another country anyways. So when I come back, I just start fresh with a new visa. So for me, in 2 years, there's only been 2 times where I've had to do a visa run, where I've had to specifically, against my will, go to the airport, fly to another country.
Yeah.
You can come back in the same day, but it's still annoying.
Yeah.
You spend a whole day traveling to Thailand or wherever. Yeah, so it's not ideal. People are talking about like a retirement, long-term golden visa thing possibly coming soon. It's not something to get excited about. It might happen next week. It could be years from now. Right.
So then, once you do you plan on having a kid, family here?
Eventually get married, have a family here, absolutely.
And then once you get married, you would assume that you would be sponsored.
Yeah, so that would be 5-year visa.
Papa has to go do a visa run.
We'd be golden. We'd be good.
There is one exception that a lot of people don't know, but if you're like Vietnamese, if your parents have Vietnamese blood, you can get the visa exemption.
Right.
Which is the 6 month. I can be here for 6 months and then do a border run. So I only have to do one border run a year.
You have that now?
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah, that's
and that lasts for 5 years. You're living in America. I saw your latest video. How has it changed your POV living in Vietnam and then in America? What's the biggest difference?
Yeah, so I just came back from a big trip to America, went and visited family for about a month. It was only the second time that I've been back to America in 6 years.
Wow.
And it's strange. It's honestly, like, I'm not exaggerating, I'm not just saying it. It feels very weird when I go back. The pace is a lot slower. Where I live in the suburbs, it's just very quiet, like too quiet. Feels like there's nothing going on. You've got to drive around a lot to get to whatever you need. So it just confirms the fact that I love my life here in Vietnam. I love like the community here, what the neighborhoods feel like. Just going outside, walking around, you're gonna see an uncle and say, yeah, cha chu.
Oh, wow, cool.
Chat some shit for a couple minutes, go drink coffee over here, go get lunch over there, and you're just kind of out and about.
What's next for Travis?
Man, we're posted up here. We're not going anywhere. So we're gonna keep doing this for a while. Slowly grinding on the YouTube, trying to help people that wanna come check this place out.
Amazing. Last question. What's one thing on the internet that you can tell the internet that they don't know about you?
So I think I come off as kind of an outgoing, like extroverted guy, and I'm absolutely not. Like, I'm happy to stay at home editing. I play music in my bedroom. I'm more than happy if I go 2 weeks without seeing another human being. So every month I host these parties for all the people that have moved here, and it could be 40, 50 people. And I love doing that once a month, but after that night where I'm having conversations with 40 people, I'm absolutely like socially exhausted.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I don't want to see or talk to anybody.
All right. I guess he doesn't want to talk to me, man, but thank you.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, hope you have
brother.
a good trip in Danang. We got to do
Likewise.
something when I get down to sign out.
For sure. That's it, bro. That's a wrap.